We have a couple of seconds to see if we are live, if everything works. Hello, hello. This is halftime of the crowdfunding campaign for Mission Possible. And I have with me Aga, my chief cheerleader, and Ola, who is one of the girls who is also a believer in crowdfunding. And we are now talking about why we believe in this, why we believe this is a good method to test the idea, to connect the community, and to do good, and to try to get support for our ideas and to test our ideas and to see is it really something worth pursuing. So before I continue, I will just say that we started 2 weeks ago, just on 6th of June, and we have half more time until 7th of July to see and to test if the idea of a multimedia book, what you need to do, what you need to know, what you actually need to know for your first job, is that idea that makes sense? Is the idea of intergenerational transfer of wisdom, of lessons, of advice to younger selves? Is that something worth pursuing? Is that something that is worth producing? Is that something that we can adapt, adjust, and accept for our teams, for our organizations, companies, and is that something that we can really do, we can really realize? So let me just give a couple of minutes to my colleagues to introduce themselves and to say briefly how we know each other and why we work on this, why we believe in crowdfunding. Aga, you can start.
Thank you so much and welcome everyone. Thank you, Ella. Thank you, Nella. Sorry. Ella is my best friend. Probably she just thought about me in this moment. Thank you, Nella, for having me. And thank you so much for talking about the crowdfunding. Uh, I'm running the incubator program SheCrowdfunds, where I support in doing crowdfunding campaigns. And when we talk about crowdfunding, we talk about the method of the community supporting our project and doing this with financials. And this is with financials, I mean by paying a small amount, because we are not talking here about paying a huge amount of money. But of course, if anyone feels like you are more than welcome. But we are talking about community giving this support, giving this wings to the project, showing that they support the idea. And this is why we believe in crowdfunding. This is why I believe in crowdfunding. And we met with Nella during the program, the break that we both were the part of, and yes, Spain connected us, although we were in different places. But we decided that with this project, we want to give it a try. And when I heard about the mission, when I heard about like what the change is going to happen, that actually Mission Possible is this missing gap between the theory that the youth, the young generation has from the from school, from the studies, this theory that is there, but then they are all expected to have huge experience and just to go with the flow at their first job. And I understand that it can be very much confusing. So Mission Possible is the missing gap. It is actually the filler of the missing gap. And when I heard about this project, I thought that it totally matches the idea. It totally matches the mission of also what I'm doing and what I'm supporting. So this is why we are working together.
And thank you. Thank you for being a supporter, not just morally, not just with your knowledge and with your time, but thank you for supporting financially as well.
Thank you.
Okay, and now it's my turn, right? Yes, my name is Ola, and I've known Aga for several years now. I met her actually first time in Lithuania when she was giving training on crowdfunding. So crowdfunding put us together kind of in one place. And yeah, since then I always had this idea that it would be nice to run my own campaign someday, but it was always work or something else. I could never kind of wrap my hand around it. Where can I finally start? And this year there was like the right moment when she gave us this opportunity to enter her program. And I thought like, okay, this is this year, you know, to really give it a go. Stop just wondering. So that's why I'm here, and that's how I met you, Nella, and Veronica, that is here now. And yeah, and I'm here today also to support your project that we all believe in this program, and exchange some ideas on how it's like to run your campaign or prepare your campaign.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and thanks for supporting. Thanks for believing that crowdfunding is something that we can do together, that we can learn from each other. Veronica is also with us. Hello, hello.
Hello.
We started. Sorry for that you missed the beginning, but we started just by introducing why we believe that crowdfunding is a good idea. So you can share your thoughts, and you can share why you believe in crowdfunding, why you do also crowdfunding.
Well, I first of all, I would like to thank you, Aga, because I think thanks to her experience and guidance, it is much easier to imagine what is crowdfunding and what is under crowdfunding, and how you have to prepare to be able to be successful. I think if we would each of us do it individually, maybe it would be much more difficult and we would give up much quicker. So I think it's great to have a partner that guides you and that is also outside of the business and brings fresh ideas. And just having someone there keeps you going. So I think that is crucial. And why I think that crowdfunding is a great way of let's say expanding or maybe even selling or gaining the goal. I think it is kind of how to say, build it in our human nature, that whatever resonates with us, we at the end of the day we support. So I think this is more like very like native way of expanding the business, not just with one individual as a major investor, but let's say lowering the barrier and being able to get just a bits of pieces that forms maybe a huge amount at the end.
Yeah. And I have to share because I already started the campaign and I already faced the world, the external world, with the idea, proposing this is my way how I would solve the problem. And Aga helped me understand that this idea of showing the new idea and asking for help, asking for support, proposing that solution is nothing new. So maybe you can expand on that. Why is this something uh, that is like the normal way of starting a new idea?
Thank you for saying this, because we were just talking about that before going live. So I feel that all of us, we have this in common. But you have to know that crowdfunding as such was named and was actually having its momentum when everyone or people who wanted to be a part of really creative projects, they understood that this is a way of showing a support to a creator. And what is very important is that, when you understand that it doesn't matter how much you are investing, what matters is that actually you take that action, because this is like a validation of the idea. This is showing that someone's project, someone's idea makes sense to you and you want to be a part of it. And what is the coolest about crowdfunding is that your project doesn't have to be ready. So what you can finance already is the idea, is the MVP, is the prototype. But everything started like the boom, the boosting process started from supporting artists, really. So, like, this is something we feel like, why people are supporting crowdfunding campaigns, because we resonate with the project, because maybe someone is making is making the dream come true that we have never had an option to do. Or maybe this is someone who we know, who is actually in our community, or maybe this is someone we trust, or maybe this is someone who just resonates with us, with their energy, and we just want this person to be there to make this project because we so much feel. So that's why I love this tool. And what is the best, and I think that all of us here, we understand that, is that I believe that in crowdfunding there is no failure. Like, everything you do is already a success or is already a lesson, because from each and every situation you can make something, you will have some conclusions on which you can act further.
Yeah, that is one of the ideas that I want to share with younger people, and that is what I usually share. That when you have the idea, that idea can be the best idea in the world, but there are next steps to make that idea reality, and you will need to motivate other people. You will have to communicate with other people. You will have to take more steps uh, to do what you can to realize that idea and to make that idea uh, a reality. So maybe you can help me just share more about how you feel when you have something new, when you have something that is unproven yet, but you believe in that, how you feel as presenting you exposing your idea, how that feels, and what is your lesson when you work on your projects. Who can start? Veronica, you can start.
Um, I think it's better if Ola starts, if it's okay. Is it okay, Ola, for you?
Yeah, I thought I have some time to think about the answer.
Yeah.
Because it is a creation, even if you are working on something that is not art per se, you are not an artist, you are not creating art in a classical way,
Mhm.
you are creating something that never existed before.
Yeah.
And that is something that is a bit scary and a bit new, and you have to feel brave enough to face the external validation. But
Mhm.
that is a great feeling, because that confirms that you are doing something that was never done before.
Mhm.
At least I enjoy that feeling, and it's something that feels great.
Okay, so now I can maybe a little bit more relate to it. So thanks for rephrasing that, Nala. I think when we had the discussion with Aga, she described it with the path to courage, which really is to do something which is very new, especially when you're trying to build a brand business or just a cooperation. I think like that is what it is. Like you never know if it's gonna work. You never know how it will be perceived. You never know if you are doing the right thing, and you never know if it's gonna come together and when. So, and then there's always a huge, like a black, like a box that it can go all wrong. And I think more you stay in this state, more like relaxed you will get, because that is absolutely normal if you're doing something new, especially if your business or project is doing something that is not on the market. I think very important is that you persuade yourself or you believe yourself, because if you don't, people, they sense it. So if you do, then they also sense it. So there's a there's a huge difference in that small thing that is built inside of us, and to have also discussions not only with the external people but also with yourself, and then listening yourself, that creates the power, I think, to progress further. I would describe it that way.
Yeah, and I think also when it comes to the process itself and the fact that you're really creating something on your own, of course you get help from certain people, right? But it's your project. And normally at workplace, we are not usually in the situation that we have, like we can do anything pretty much, right? Like it's me, it's my idea, how I'm going to develop this. So usually there's some blockades from the outside or some kind of external reasons to not go a certain way or go that way, right? So for me, as I'm actually designing products from scratch, I have been doing that through my career. I see how different it is when it's actually my idea. I'm creating a product, and now it can go either way, right? So it's not that I have to meet requirements of my client and the users, like the users, of course, but it's my product, and that is very different process. And I have learned so much through that process of how much different it is to iterate on your own thoughts and on your own product, how much you actually also expect out of yourself, and that these expectations are huge because you're finally doing your own thing, so you put a lot of pressure on it. You want it to be perfect, and then you have to face a lot of things about yourself for sure, so the process itself is teaching you so much. And actually I love the process so far, and how many times I iterated already on my idea, how many things I've learned, things I didn't think I'm going to have to learn also, because you have to like get around social media, right? Learn different skills, get to know certain ways of marketing, etc. So this has been for sure very interesting, right? Yeah, an interesting process.
I would suggest to anyone to try this because this is accessible to anyone. Whoever has a good idea, this is a good way. And I will also conclude this short update, and I will say do not hesitate if you think the idea of Mission Possible is a good idea. Please confirm that. Let me know. And it's a nice way to test and to see what is a missing part and how to adjust it better and how to improve it further.
If I may, I would add also that this is the invitation to all of you. So by all I mean community, people who are now listening to us or later are listening to us, but anyone who hears about Mission Possible, this is the invitation to be part of the process, to be part of this project, and this is powerful in crowdfunding, that no one here is asking for donation, or is asking for or it's like sales or whatever. This is totally different process. This is the invitation to be the part of the project, and you can co-create actually the project itself. This is so powerful. Yeah.
So we have 2 more weeks, more than 2 more weeks. Please join me and join me with ideas, join me with support, and please let me know what else is missing and what else can I present and explain to kick off the idea and to make it a reality.